Good morning. Want to introduce?
I did the introduction before you came, and you don't need any introduction to these journalists. They probably wanted to talk to you, so I'll give you the space.
Well, first of all, good morning. It's a pleasure to see you this morning. Let me begin by trying to describe the mission about 6 weeks into the mandated period. The United Nations Supervision Mission in Syria was established by Security Council Resolution 2043 as part of the Joint Special Envoy 6-point proposal that was endorsed by the Syrian government and opposition as the best way forward. Comprised of up to 300 unarmed military observers, as well as an appropriate civilian component, UNSMIS was set up for an initial 90-day period to monitor a cessation, not to stop, armed violence in all its forms by all parties, as well to support and monitor the full implementation of the 6-point plan by all parties. The mission officially began on the 29th of April. The deployment was carried out at record speed. Initially, there was a lull in violence brought about willingly by the parties, and UNSMIS began to engage with the local population, establishing trust and building bridges between the local authorities and opposition groups. Violence over the past 10 days has been intensifying, willingly by both parties, with losses on both sides and significant risks to our observers. The Syrian population, civilians, are suffering, and in some locations, civilians have been trapped by ongoing operations. The mission established itself as the factual voice on the ground to ensure that the pain and the suffering of the Syrian people is recognized and addressed. But the escalating violence is now limiting our ability to observe, to verify, to report, as well as assist in local dialogue and stability projects. Allow me to underline that the 6-point plan does not belong to Kofi Annan. It does not belong to UNSMIS. It belongs to the Syrian parties that have accepted it and the international community that has endorsed it. There is no other plan on the table yet, but it's not being implemented. There appears to be a lack of willingness to seek the peaceful transition, the peaceful way forward that we are longing for and that the Syrian people is longing for. Instead, there is a push towards advancing military positions. The United Nations Supervision Mission in Syria is not a static mission. The review by the Security Council on the mission and its mandate will commence in the coming days and weeks. It is vitally important that the parties give this mission a chance, and the international community gives this mission a role that best serves the aspirations and the welfare of the Syrian people. Thank you. 300 unarmed observers. Now, if we put 300 observers into Damascus, as an example, we will not be able to cover a fraction of Damascus with 300 observers. When you look at the size of Syria and all the different villages.
What has been done in the past 6 weeks and where we're going forward, what are the options available going forward? He's going to give a very brief statement at the beginning. I have the copy in English and in Arabic. I will be distributing that to you.
Reports that there have been Russian helicopters used in the violence. Do you verify this? Do you have any information for your observation? And my second question, if I may, given this